What is happening, guys? It's your boy TC back with another video. So I haven't put out a video in a long time. It's been a few days, really, I should say, but back, and we're basically talking about the Fulham. It's a little bit late as well in terms of the review itself, but it doesn't matter. So as we all know, Arsenal ended up winning 5-1, and this was away against Fulham. So far this season, we've now got 3 away wins, and last season, I don't think we even surpassed 3. So far this season, so good. Made a few notes really in regards to the match itself. So obviously the starting lineup was Leno in goal, Hector Bellerin, Mustafi, Holding, Monreal, Torreira, Xhaka, Iwobi, Mkhitaryan, Welbeck and Lacazette. So when the starting lineup was announced, I was a bit skeptical really in terms of the starting lineup. Of course, Unai Emery made a few changes to that particular starting lineup in comparison to the last league game that we played. Rob Holding in particular was making his 50th appearance for the club. Ozil and Cech were out due to injury. Ozil missed the game due to a back spasm apparently, so he wasn't even part of the squad. Ramsey and Aubameyang started off the game on the bench, even though Aubameyang didn't play against Karabag. He was suffering from illness, but we will be speaking about Aubameyang a little bit later on into the video. We've had some questions about the early start, really in regards to this game. So it was a midday kickoff, and this was after a 5,000-mile round trip to Karabag. Hello, Craig. I usually do the comments at the end, so I will be coming back to these comments, guys, so keep commenting. So yeah, there was a few questions in regards to the round trip that we actually faced, which was 5,000 miles back to Azerbaijan and back, but doesn't matter. We've got the W now. And of course, Fulham have only won 3 out of the last 27 games they've faced Arsenal within the Premier League. So that's a very poor record on their behalf. Arsenal obviously reverted back to 2 at the back, which were Holding and Mustafi as mentioned. And this is Arsenal's first visit to Craven Cottage within 5 years. So Fulham had dropped back down to the Championship, so we hadn't obviously gone there for a little while. We are closing down well as well. So let's just talk about the game. Okay. So one of the notes I made really, which is one I've just started to read, is the team. What I noticed today in today's game, the team is working as a unit, which is something that we haven't seen in a while. We are closing down things very well, and I was extremely happy with the front 3 or 4, if you want to call them that. They were charging down the Fulham midfield. Maybe it's due to the fact that Fulham does not have a superior midfield. I'm not too sure, but it made our players seem absolutely outstanding. In particular, the forwards, as I said, they were coming back into midfield and helping out. And our defence was dealing with Fulham's early crosses really well. Fulham was crossing from really deep, trying to obviously pick out Mitrovic and Schurrle. Of course, Schurrle ended up getting on the score sheet, but our defence dealt with those early crosses really well, in my opinion. And one note that I did make really is the fact that I like how Unai Emery does not sit down during the game. He barks orders at his players, and it's non-stop. So last week after the Premier League game, there was a heat map that actually emerged of Unai Emery walking up and down the technical area, and it looked as if he didn't even stay in his own technical area, but that's another story for another day. So let's talk about the goals. So we know we scored 5 goals, and it's been a while, I don't think, since we scored 5 goals, but in particular in the league, very enjoyable. It was a great game to watch. So of course, first goal was scored by Lacazette. And at that point, Fulham were sort of bringing the game to us, but we were certainly in control. There wasn't real imminent danger at that point when we went 1-0 up. So it was a fantastic goal from Lacazette. And I think he's on 5 goals now for the season. And his record for Arsenal is actually quite good. So before the game, before we started, he was scoring a goal every 158 minutes, which is an outstanding record for a striker, really. But We started off really well. The ball was crossed in by Monreal. Lacazette took it really well. First touch, spun around and hit the ball into the back of the net. Amazing goal. And as well as the fact that it was built up from the left. In the first half, really, we were pressing very much on the left-hand side, which was mainly Monreal and Danny Welbeck being involved in that particular area of the pitch. So that was the first goal, and we obviously ended up going into the second half at 1-1. As mentioned, Andre Schurrle scored a goal, and then we came back out. 49 minutes played. Lacazette scored an absolute belter. It was a goal from distance. And the keeper was caught surprised, and it seems as if Lacazette generates a hell of a lot of power when he hits these balls. Even the first goal, there was a lot of power generated. Second goal, yet again, long range, a lot of power generated. So absolutely fantastic. We were 2-1 up, and I thought, here we go, we're cruising now. And then third goal, obviously Aubameyang came on. Guendouzi ended up coming on, and we saw Aaron Ramsey come on. So obviously we ended up going at 3-1 up, and this was obviously courtesy of Aubameyang. And again, fantastic goal. He ended up, it was a cross from the right-hand side, picked it up, and the goal was very similar really to what Lacazette scored. It was a first touch, a swivel, and you score, and you can't really fault the striker. It was absolutely fantastic. He was only on the pitch for 30 minutes, by the way, and he managed to grab himself 2 goals. Absolutely fantastic. Fulham's defence nowhere to be seen. And then the fourth goal, courtesy of Aaron Ramsey. I don't know what the celebration was about, but there was a few question marks in regards to the celebration itself. He was sort of walking off with his hands up, saying, look, this is what you're going to be losing. But fantastic goal. Team effort, really, and I do believe this is going to be goal of the month, and it will certainly be on the shortlist for goal of the season. Amazing goal. Obviously, Ramsey started it off deep into our own half. It was on the right-hand side, and there was a lot of touches, a lot of players involved in the goal. Bellerin was certainly involved. I think Mickey was involved. Iwobi was ended up being involved. And the final player to obviously pass the ball to Aaron Ramsey for an assist was Aubameyang, and fantastic assist. And Ramsey was clever enough to swivel on the turn and just sort of backhill the ball, but sideways if you like. And again, fantastic team goal. Amazing goal. I haven't seen a goal like that in a very long time. That's Arsenal football at its finest, in my own opinion. Back in the day, obviously, we would have called it Wenger ball, but no more. We can't obviously call it that. Maybe we may call it Emery ball, but fantastic goal, in my opinion. A team effort, and that ended up going in. And the fifth goal was courtesy of obviously Aubameyang. Late on into the game, he was put through, run through on using his pace, and the Fulham defence stood no chance, and he ended up going through and scoring the fifth goal. So obviously that was the team. Those are the goals, really, I should say. Just a few notes that I made in general about each particular player. So obviously Leno made his first Premier League start. He made a few great saves, in particular from Vieto after Bellerin had given away the ball early on in the first half. He really didn't have much to do within the first half itself. Bellerin had an okay performance. Obviously ended up getting a couple of assists, or an assist, I'm not too sure. Mustafi, again, usual, made a couple of good blocks early on. Even when Mitrovic was running in on goal, Mustafi made a good block. Rob Holding was making his fourth start in a row, and he's certainly having a good run in the team. I'm not too sure if Socrates has a couple of knocks or not, but Rob Holding is enjoying a great run in the team. Monreal made the overlapping run to obviously cross the first goal for Lacazette. Gave away the ball for the Fulham equaliser, so that's one point that I did make a note of. Torreira, I think, had a fantastic game. He was busy in the middle of the park. He has appeared in every Arsenal Premier League game this season. He also, one note that I did make is that he always finds a pass, either if it's forward or backwards. He rarely gives the ball away. And great at winning second balls and drawing a foul out of the opposition. He's absolutely magnificent at doing that. He is a tough player and obviously ready for combat, and he hurries the opposition. As soon as the opposition gets the ball, he goes in and tries to sort of smother the opposition and get the ball away from them. So fantastic addition to the Arsenal team. Hopefully this may long continue. We want to make it 10 wins on the bounce. Obviously it's now 9 wins on the bounce in all competitions, 6 in the Premier League, so that's absolutely fantastic. Granit Xhaka was captain in the side today. He had the most touches and made the most passes in the team. So again, fantastic stat for him. He's not been the focus of negativity recently, of course, which is absolutely amazing. I just want him to get on with the job, and he seems to be playing really well with Torreira, and they're forming a very good partnership. Iwobi again involved in a lot of things today, in particular the Ramsey goal. He was a bit careless in possession, being a bit more daring really this season is one note that I did make. He's a bit more skillful as well. Obviously his skills have improved, but this season he's a bit more daring in terms of attempting and trying things. He nutmegged one of the Fulham players in the far left hand corner of the pitch, and I was quite impressed with that particular skill, and he looked really good. Mkhitaryan started off the game in the number 10 position, which I think he did fairly well in that particular position. Should have scored in the first half from the Welbeck cross, but that's another story. Welbeck, first Premier League start of the season, finding himself drifting across the front. Really, he was playing from left and right, left and right, left and right. So again, he did have a decent performance, contributed as much as he could, and he was being used more like a target man, really, and noticed by the keeper. So all the goal kicks, the long ones, which were not being played short, were going out to Danny Welbeck over on the left or right side of the pitch. But fantastic again, good performance from him. And Lacazette, one point that I did make about Lacazette was the fact that he kept coming back into midfield to help out the defence, and at times he was committing fouls or he was drawing fouls from the opposition, but he kept coming back into midfield to help out, which I absolutely love to see. I can't stand a striker who doesn't get the ball and they stay up at the top of the pitch and they don't really do anything and help. They just walk into the middle of the field and they wait for the scraps to come along. But Aubameyang has been a completely different beast this season. Obviously, great finish for the goal, an amazing first touch to turn the defender, and he scored 5 goals this season, as mentioned at the start of the video. So I'm just going to look at a few of your comments, guys. Give me a second. Just yet, one from Craig. Hello, mate. Hello, Craig. How you doing? Tima, we're winning right now. Yep, red and white. Craig, again, it's good to see the fans happy again and not moaning at each other. I'm not going to say that word, Craig. How you doing, Alex? You all right? How you doing? How you doing? Cannon fodder. I think we must keep our feet firmly on the ground. What did you think of Ramsey's goal, Alex? That's a question out to you specifically. We look good at the moment. We certainly do look good. We look absolutely fantastic. But hopefully we can keep the winning run going. Fantastic performance. And ladies and gentlemen, we are 2 points off the top. Obviously City and Liverpool drew, so we find ourselves 2 points off the top. I don't want to get excited. I don't want to talk about the league positions. We will start talking about league positions after January, but the Unai Emery train is certainly up and running. See what Alex has said. Yes, Ian Rush was one of the first strikers who would chase the goalkeepers down. Yeah, I could see you laughing about Ramsey, but we'll certainly talk about that at some point. But as usual, guys, please do let me know what you think in the comments below. If you're watching this video and you're not subscribed to the channel, please do make sure that you do hit that subscribe button. So once again, guys, it's your boy TC from I'm Gonna Talk TV, and I'm out.